Went yard in every game in the Mississippi State Series last weekend.
Yeah, she's been coming on strong. She had herself on a good leverage count at 2-1. And that's just the 5th home run of the year that Mac Morgan has given up.
Grounder to good. And side retired, but Gibson sends one out, 2-0. Tennessee.
All of her pitches that she gets the swing and miss on.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, she set the record fastest pitch ever recorded at over 78 miles an hour. You talk about, for years the standard was 70, and that's the reaction time for a batter that's equivalent to a 95-mile-an-hour fastball in baseball. So now she ups it. It's the equivalent to a 100-mile-an-hour fastball in baseball. Not much time to react in that batter's box.
No, absolutely not. And that's going to be the chore for Texas, is trying to pick a speed to sit on, and that's where it's very difficult because she blends that drop ball low in the zone really, really well with that off speed. And then, oh, by the way, she also throws a rise ball up at your eyeballs.
Here's Ashton Maloney in the leadoff, the 1-2 pitch. Got her. Caught looking, one down.
Well, Maloney does not strike out often and is just going to see a pitch on the outer half. That one's up in the zone. Maloney lays off of it. Pitch the first strikeout of the game for Pickens.
Got her with the rise. Here's Caden Henry. Tried to lay down the bunt, pops it foul. 1 through 5 or 6. I mean, you're not going to find many lineups better than this one for Texas. Mia Scott drove in one of the runs last night, playing in her 230th game today. And she is in that on-deck circle here behind Caden Henry. Batting .482 for this offense. 5 players hit better than 400 and also have an on-base percentage of better than 500. Nice snag at second. Ella Dodge has it, 2 down.
And that's a nice AB for Caden Henry to get barreled up, drive that ball.
Mia top 5 all-time at Texas. Batting average, hits, runs scored, runs driven in. She'd be in the Longhorns all-time starting 9. Pickens is coming out smoking. 7 of the first 8 pitches have been strikes. Scott. And a 9-pitch start for Pickens. 2-0 Tennessee through 1. Two down. Destiny Rodriguez gets the start as the DP today for Tennessee. Junior out of Live Oak, Texas. Hit .261 last year. It's up to .378 this year. This is a Tennessee team that's hungry. They have had the success in the regular season. Were in the World Series a couple years ago, then got knocked out prematurely last year as the number 3 seed at home. They fell to Alabama in the Supers. Both these programs will be hunting their first national championship this postseason. They've come close. 8 times to the World Series for the Lady Vols. Rodriguez, opposite, foul.
We could tell that Tennessee is really looking for that low pitch. You know that's what you're going to get. A little bit of a curve, that pitch. Moving away from righties. Morgan doesn't really throw that into the lefties. 4 of the 9 hitters for Tennessee are left-handed.
She hit 70 miles an hour on that last pitch.
Yeah, she's got good
Nibbles.
velo as well.
And does not
And that's
get
another
the call.
walk that
yes.
Tennessee is. I think they're so ingrained in not realizing what their ball count is.
Second walk issued by Morgan. The one in the first inning came in to score.
And again, that's walks 11 and 12 on the year. That's it. Morgan is typically pretty steady Eddie after throwing just 3 pitches to pick up the first 2 outs. The walk to Rodriguez is going to extend the inning.
Ella Dodge, the 9-hitter, comes up, and Patty Ruth Taylor will go out to talk with Morgan.
And I'm sure it's a little bit of strategy, but it's also trying to figure out the strike zone. Not getting some of those pitches on the outer half. Have to figure out where she needs to put the ball in order to get that swing, use that defense behind her. Right now she's at a almost 50% split balls to strikes. We typically like to be right around 63, 64% strikes to about 33% or so balls.
Dodge was 0 for 3 in the game last night. Has 1 hit so far in SEC play.
Tennessee making some defensive changes over the last couple games to try to get some better defense behind Pickens. Not a lot of places for Mac Morgan to hide if she's not going to get that outside drop ball. Ooh, and I think Reese Atwood now trying to figure out a little bit of a smile there. I think a lot of people are wondering where that pitch is missing.
Certainly appeared to be nibbling at the corner. Dodge skies that out towards Stewart into the shade, has it, side retired. 1 left on, 2-0 Tennessee. That's why she was an All-American last year and the SEC's Pitcher of the Year.
Just a sophomore last year as the SEC Pitcher of the Year. I mean, really has been the ace of the staff this year, without a doubt. Had a little more help last year, a younger pitching staff around her.
There you see how she compares with Monica Abbott, and then, you know, the speed burners in Major League Baseball with Chapman and Ben Joyce.
Yep.
Reese Atwood has to get there quickly, and Pickens on the comebacker, 1 down.
Well, Ben Joyce also is a Tennessee Volunteer. Set some pretty good records in Tennessee.
Yeah. Here's Jolie Mitchell, senior from Rosebud, Arkansas. This part of the order did not see Pickens yesterday, so we talked to Karen Weekly pregame, and the thinking yesterday, for those of you who were watching that might have been scratching your heads when Pickens was pulled after the first inning, as Mitchell golfs that one out onto the grass, 2 down. So the thinking was, we get through the top of the order once, and then we let the other pitchers have a go at it. You're facing an All-American pitcher on the other side in Tegan Cavan. Maybe we steal game 1. That didn't work. So now the strategy becomes, let's throw her today and win game 2, and then it's anybody's ball game tomorrow in game 3.
Exactly, and also giving the opportunity for some of the younger pitchers on the Tennessee pitching staff to not have to start the game, the nerves, everything that comes with it. Yep. And it also gives their offense the top of the first, the top of the second to try to get something done before they have to make a decision on who comes back out in the bottom of the second inning.
Here's Katie Stewart at the plate. You may not like it. You may not agree with it. You may have wished we saw Kavan versus Pickens for 7 innings or more in the All-America matchup, but just a glimpse inside what their thought process was, and not just trying to win one game, but win a series. And we'll see if it plays out that way. They got the 2-0 lead right now. Stewart rips one out to center, and right there waiting is Kinsey Fiedler. Pickens retiring 6 in a row to open it up tonight. Osterman that went to the World Series 3 times.
Yep.
They've been oh so close, denied twice in the last 4 years by Oklahoma in the finals. May be their best chance to do it.
Yeah, when you're comparing teams to teams when Cat Osterman was in the circle, I mean, you
That's
know
always
you're pretty
big.
good.
Always big. Cats in town today. They're promoting the Athletes Unlimited Softball League, which has its opening day on June 7th. They'll be traveling around the country. We're going to chat with Bella Dayton, one of the players here at Texas that is now in the league.
Yeah, Cat Osterman is the GM of the team that Kelly Crutchman is the head coach of. So a lot of the big names in the sport still involved.
A lot of the big retired names involved.
Exactly.
And then what's going to be cool, Michelle, is a lot of those players may be vying for Olympic spots in 2028 in Los Angeles.
Well, opportunities for them to continue to play beyond the college game, and that's really what you need. I mean, most athletes, they're so good in college. A lot of the technical advancements have been made at the game at this level, but you really don't reach your maturity until you're in your late 20s, early 30s in this sport.
Morgan hits into the shift, and that is the left fielder, Katie Stewart, playing short and staying down on it.
Exactly, staying down on it. Katie Stewart normally taking those ground balls, and so take a look at how the defense is shifted around. This ball slapped hard right at her. Good job of making sure she stays down. Almost drops the knee like she's out on the grass.
I don't believe I've ever written in my scorebook 7-3 as the put out there, but the left fielder on the dirt getting it done.
That's right.
So they've shifted now on a slapper, and they've shifted on a power hitter.
Yep.
The analytics really have taken over a much larger role in softball and in this world, just like in baseball. Fiedler got under it. Henry gets under it. 2 down.
Third baseman, number 3,
Taylor Panel grounded to second base, her first time up.
Panel's done such a good job this year, increasing that batting average. 13 home runs on the year. That's more than the last 2 years combined.
Having a real breakout season. With the home run hitter Boo Gibson on deck, Morgan has not allowed a hit since that Gibson home run back in the first.
When we talked to Coach Weekly about Panel, she basically said she's just really comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. Earlier in her career, she wanted to swing earlier in the counts. Maybe wasn't quite pitching or hitting, the pitches that she wanted to. And so now that she's more comfortable with that ability to hit with 2 strikes, the numbers are just, look at that, just off the charts. The home runs well up, RBIs up, batting average
way up.
Way up.
Confidence is perhaps the best skill to obtain, and she's got it. 2-0. Oklahoma winner today over Alabama. They scored 5 runs in the 7th inning to rally to beat the Tide, so they stay 1 game behind Texas And Texas A&M also a win today. They win the series with LSU, so they are right behind as well, as Florida wins today and moves up into 4th place. Panel walks, and here comes the home run swag of Boo Gibson.
Boo Gibson with just so much power, hitting from that right side, gets an elevated drop ball that she just drives out of the yard. You can see that. That was the swing that Tennessee needed after being shut out last night.
And we will have a pitching change here. Morgan will not face Gibson again. Setlali Gutierrez, their ace out of the pen, will come on. Pitching change in Austin with Tennessee in front 2-0 and threatening for more. But it was a home run ball to Gibson with a runner on due to a walk.
Well, Morgan being heavy down just doesn't have the mix of tools that Gutierrez has to be able to throw to a completely different strike zone if need be, if they're not getting calls low in the zone. And sometimes, that's part of the recipe of being a good pitcher, is that if you're not getting a pitch called, you've got to be able to go somewhere else to be successful.
Popped up. That could be problematic. And over the shoulder, the scoop catch made by Mitchell. And that ends the threat. Gibson retired. Still 2-0, Lady Vols. There's Leanne Good in the 8th spot in the order. SEC tournament. Just 4 weeks away. Be in Athens, Georgia this year. All 15 teams go. To short, and it jumps up at Mealer. First base runner for the Horns.
This ball is struck well, and Mealer, you can see that she's going to approach it, try to go get it, and it just takes a high hop. It eats her up. She can't get that glove up. The way it comes right up at her. This is a position that Tennessee has struggled with a little bit. Made some changes. They're going to call that an error.
So the E6 to Mealer. It's the 9-hitter, Katie Bennett. As we get closer to the SEC tournament, a reminder, the top 4 seeds get a double bye. Seeds 5 through 9 get a single bye. If you're lower than that, you'd have to try and win 5 games in 5 days. All likely against a ranked opponent. So good luck with that.
No doubt. Yeah, that is a tough tournament to win, even when you're getting those byes. But it's so important for a team like Missouri, right? It could make or break their season.
Yeah. Should be chaos in Athens. Bennett here trying to pass the bat to the top of the order. That's the part of the lineup that did the damage, scoring their 3 runs last night. Tegan Cavan had a no-hitter for Texas last night going into the 6th inning, and a terrific start for Tennessee's Carlin Pickens tonight. Bennett does not hold up.
Well, and that's
2 down.
Yeah, that's where it's really hard, Beth, to hold up. The velocity of Pickens is just tough to catch up to, so you get a little bit of a start, and you can see the way Bennett, as a slapper, is just going to get that barrel beyond the plane of home plate. So Pickens picks up her 2nd strikeout of the night.
Gets the 9-hitter and got the 1-hitter, Ashton Maloney, her first time up. It's the swing and miss there. Came into the weekend 3rd best batting average in the country. Torrid in the SEC, pushing 500.
Yeah, she's been outstanding. She's fast. That ball touches the ground twice. She's typically safe, can beat it out.
Yeah, 0 for 2 last night, but got aboard and scored a run. We'll chat with Karen Weekly next half inning. Tried to jam her, snap throw down to first. Maloney says it hit her, but the home plate umpire, Cam Ellison, says it's a foul ball. Ellison, Chris Neighbors, Alex Leap, our umpires today.
There's a chance they might try to take a look at this. Oh, it actually did. You can see it looks like it went off the... It changed direction.
Yeah, it does not hit the bat. That's off the thigh.
Now the question is where is the pitch? Is it in the box?
And did she swing through?
Yeah, where the plane of the bat.
Yeah. Well, the umpires
foul ball.
confer.
No balls.
They're saying it's a foul ball.
No challenge from Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not a...
Boy, it doesn't look like she swung through it either, and she
No.
was still in the batter's box. So she comes back into the left side.
Well, they each got something out of that. The fact that Tennessee did not give up the hit by pitch, and Texas was not called out.
They only have the one base runner, though. With 2 outs, 0-2 pitch. This is the gauntlet of 5 straight batters for Texas, all hitting better than 400.
Staggering.
And it starts with Maloney. She's working Pickens. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming. Chopped to short and nowhere to go with it. The speed for Texas on the bases. 2 aboard with 2 outs for Caden Henry.
Right, this is what I was talking about. If this ball hits the ground twice, Maloney with her speed, forget it. You might as well hold it, and that's exactly what happens here. This ball's a slow developing play. Maloney with that quick turnover is going to get down the line. The other thing, it also takes Mueller back into the 5-6 hole, so no opportunity to go after Good, the lead runner.
So the first hit of the day for Texas. And their first chance with a runner here in scoring position. After Pickens had retired 7 in a row to start the game, an error opens the door here for the Horns. And the tying runs aboard the go-ahead at the plate. How about Caden Henry with a .595 average, swinging with 2 outs. Last night they had chances, didn't take advantage. Another check foul.
That's another changeup that's a little bit up in the zone. Pickens sometimes elevates that pitch.
And now a conference for Tennessee. As Henry will go chat with Mike White. for Texas. A win today for Mike. It would be his 300th victory at Texas after tremendous success at Oregon with 5 trips to the World Series. Doing it now on the 40 acres in his 7th season. Chasing that elusive championship.
So good at the game, knows it, was an elite men's fast pitch pitcher.
0-2 from Pickens. Swing and a miss. And that'll end the threat. Her 3rd strikeout closes it down. Out in front here tonight. And once again, they are trying to win on the road against a #1 ranked opponent for the first time in school history. They have beaten #1s before at neutral sites. They have not beaten a #1 ranked team since 2017. They got Florida at home that year when the Gators were #1.
I think it's tough to come into any SEC school and whatever their ranking is, beat them.
Sophia Nugent. And in foul territory, snagged by Stewart.
That's a nice catch. And Katie Stewart goes a long way. She is not always your prototypical left fielder, but she is going to get to this ball. She goes a long way, goes from the sun to the shade, gets into the corner, and it almost looks like she starts to overrun the ball. It starts to tail back. She makes a great jump, gets that glove over her back shoulder and makes the catch. Sit Lally, she's like, yeah, way to go, Katie Stewart.
Can only be a handful of fielders, right, that have a ground out and a fly out on the resume. She, in the shift, got a ground out to short when she was on the dirt in the infield earlier. And now the snag in foul territory. There's Laura Mueller.
Katie Stewart, just a sophomore and very versatile, can do a lot of different things. A lot of these athletes on this Texas team.
Here's the 1-1 from Gutierrez. Not only would this be a big weekend for Tennessee with a win, it's already been a really good one. One of their best ever, Lindsay Schutzler, yesterday.
Yeah.
Got into the Texas Athletics Hall of Fame, joining her a couple of her teammates, Sarah Feckety and Monica Abbott. Just on the grass. Goods got it, 2 down. Lindsay, the 3-time All-American, their career leader still in games played and hits, led them to 3 consecutive trips to the Women's College World Series. You know you're getting up there when it's a black and white photo, but it's always good. Together forever in our minds. Schutzler and Feckety.
Yeah, they
Getting
were
it done behind Monica.
Yeah, outstanding. Monica Abbott. I mean, both these programs have the most elite lefties when it comes to strikeouts that have ever played this game at the collegiate level. Monica Abbott, Kat Osterman, doing it different ways.
Yeah. You know, you got Monica's the all-time strikeout leader, but Kat is the all-time strikeouts per 7 innings leader.
That's right.
They appreciate a flamethrower like we're seeing today and Carlin Pickens.
That's right.
Smitty, you hit mid-70s, right?
Yeah, 74 from 40 feet.
What did Debbie Doom hit back in the day? Was she?
Man, she was out beyond that 8-foot circle. All you saw was her front foot coming at you.
All right, there you go on your bingo card if you're scoring at home.
That's right. Got to get a Debbie Doomer in.
Citlali Gutierrez, who came on and registered an out in the 3rd, now trying to take care of business in the top of the 4th and keep Texas close. And we'll chat with Mike White. Mike was probably hitting 70 miles an hour too back in his pitching days.
He had gas, great movement. I would tease him all the time because he actually used his legs. A lot of men's pitchers tend to throw with their upper body, but he really used his legs. I would tease him and be like, Mike, you throw like a girl. He had beautiful form.
And a full compliment, yeah.
Yeah, he was outstanding, and you know, pitch like a girl means you're using your entire body, legs, hips, arms, getting yourself in a position to use everything to get that pitch up towards 70 miles an hour. But yeah, he was one of the best in the business.
Full count. Gabby Leach. And a rope. And that'll reach the warning track, and she will head for second. Sliding in safely with the double out of the 7 spot.
Gutierrez is going to do a good job so far through relief, but leaves this one over the middle part of the plate. It's a drop ball that just gets hammered down the line. Leach gets around it. Look at the way she's going to turn on this ball, get it down the line. A big 2-out double.
A chance here for Destiny Rodriguez to pad the lead. Destiny walked back in the second.
Well, that's the pitch that I think that Gutierrez needs to continue to use, that Tennessee's struggling with. It's an off-speed curveball, and she uses it so effectively. So she's got a good drop ball, good rise ball, but it's that off-speed curveball that comes in around 60 miles an hour. Just really is tough to identify because of that tight spin on it.
0-2. There's a called strike 3. First one of the day. Just 3 losses on the books. They've scored in all of those. 3, 4, and 5 coming up. So this would be a time to get after Pickens. Rolling away. The lone hit on Ashton Maloney, infield single in the 3rd. One other base runner reaching on an error, and that has been it. Second time through here for the heart of the order. As Pickens puts one in the dirt.
For Pickens' pitch count of just 40 pitches, will be interesting to see if Texas tries to make some adjustments, make her throw some more pitches, try to run her deeper into counts.
Scott off the glove of Pickens. And the leadoff aboard for Texas here in the 4th.
Mia Scott always does a good job of contacting, slams that ball down into the ground. It goes off of the glove of Pickens, and you can tell Pickens was upset with herself, thinking that she should have gloved that up. But Mia Scott gets down the line very quickly. And Pickens a little disappointed. She's a very good fielding pitcher.
Mia always on base. And that means an RBI opportunity for Reese Atwood, who set a new school record in that department last year. She is their all-time RBI leader in just her junior year, approaching their home run record as well. All-American showdown right here. Off the end of the bat, a dribbler, and scooped at 3rd. The throw over to 1st in time by Panel. Scott heads to 2nd, 1 down.
That's a great job by Panel to go get that ball, because if I think it gets to shortstop, to Mueller, there's a good chance that Atwood beats this out. So look at the way she's going to grab that the last second. She looks to see if she can get the lead runner, but decides she can't, guns it over to Boo Gibson at 1st to pick up an out.
Pickens has won both battles so far with Atwood. A couple of slow rollers in the infield. And that'll bring up Jolie Mitchell. Tying run steps to the plate. one of 3 players with double-digit home runs this year for Texas.
I like the way that Nugent goes out, talks to her pitcher. Sets her focus. Behind here, 2-0. And again, Texas pushing that pitch count a little bit more. 3 of the last 4 hitters have gone to 4+ pitches. First 8 batters, there's 3 pitches or less.
First 3-ball count of the day from Pickens. Mitchell takes 77 miles an hour on the gun. Whew. Ball 4. Tying run aboard. And it's Katie Stewart.
First walk of the game given up by Pickens.
One thing Katie likes to do in her spare time is knock the windows out of the building out beyond the fence in left field. Has taken a couple of those out in her first couple of seasons here at Texas.
Yeah, last year as a freshman, she was bashing them out all the time. The building was still under construction.
You really did need the hard hats. 62 RBIs, thank you, on the year. That's second best in the country.
Well, it's pretty impressive, the RBIs that she has this year, especially when she's hitting behind Atwood and Mitchell.
In SEC play, hitting .467 with runners in scoring position. Best chance of the day for Texas. Swinging for the fence. 72 miles an hour from Pickens. Already has jumped last year's RBI numbers, only a matter of time before she gets the home runs as well. Ground ball to Mueller, the flip, nice backhand to third to get the lead runner 2 down. Hey, tomorrow is the final day of the NBA regular season and playoff positioning on the line with these 2 big games. Our ESPN doubleheader starts at 1 Eastern. It's Pistons-Bucks, then Warriors-Clippers. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. This is Katie Simmons. Katie was out yesterday and now back today to get the start as the DP. So far for Texas today, Smitty, I count 1 ball out of the infield.
Yeah, Katie Stewart had a line drive to center field.
That's it.
And that's the thing about Pickens, she rolls a lot of ground balls.
Keeps it on the dirt, gives her defense a...
Well, this is just clutch hitting by Katie Simmons. This is a situation at 0-2 where Pickens just lets this ball bleed back over the zone. You could see the pitch come right back into the zone, back down the middle, and Simmons just bashes it right back up the middle. And you know, Beth, you have to go back to the previous play, ground ball to Mueller. She chooses to go to third instead of try to turn the 6-4-3 double play with Stewart up, who is right-handed. All those little things can end up putting more pressure on your pitcher.
Here's Leanne Good, the starting shortstop for Texas, who took over for the injured Vivi Martinez, out with the ACL injury suffered in the fall. And another 3-0 count at the bottom of the order. down the middle.
And that's the pitch sometimes when Pickens goes to the out corner, the outside corner of the righties, that ball can bleed back over the white.
Good. That'll get out of play, and the count goes full. With 2 outs, the runners will be on the move at first and second. Loads them up. Second walk of the inning. Katie Bennett. Lefty in the 9 spot is looking for her first hit of the series, unless Mike White's going to go to the bench here and bring up a righty power hitter. Going to be Vic Hunter.
Big opportunity for Hunter.
She played last night, started and went 0 for 3. Single and a couple of walks have loaded him up. Tying run at third. And Pickens suddenly in a struggle to find the strike zone. One and one.
Defense well back for Tennessee. But Pickens, a lot of these pitches are non-competitive. They're not even close to the zone. She's overthrown at this point. Sometimes you need to take a little off it. The crowd is pumped up.
Hunter behind it, but got a piece of it. Now 2 and 2. The SEC's pitcher of the year in a bind. Ground ball to second, and the throw over to first, and Pickens able to work out of it. Texas gets one in, but they leave them loaded. It's a 1-run game. Texas able to get a run across in the 4th, left the bases loaded. Carlin Pickens able to work out of the jam. And so now we go back to the Lady Vols, 9-1 and 2. Here's Ella Dodge, flew out to left field her first time up. Citlali Gutierrez back out there in the circle. Gets the swing and miss 0-2.
Citlali's done a great job coming in, commanding pitches, mixing those 3 different speeds that she can throw.
Trying to get her to chase, 1 and 2. Tennessee got their runs back in the 1st. A Boo Gibson 2-run home run off of the starter, Mac Morgan. Dodge down the line, foul. Tennessee trying to even the series. Texas took the opener last night, 3-0. A loss tonight for the Lady Vols would drop them to 500 in the SEC.
It's a position they haven't been in the last couple of years. I mean, always been at the top.
Yeah. They start out the day in 8th place. Remember, you want to stay at least in the top 9 to get a bye in the SEC tournament. They are looking for their first true road win ever against a top-ranked team. After this weekend, 3 more series: Auburn, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. could be huge closing out the season at home against the Aggies.
It's a team that's playing well.
Second place tie with OU.
I feel like we could say that about a lot of the schools in the SEC. It's like, oh yeah, they're playing well. They're playing well. Yep, they're ranked. They're ranked.
Yep. Arkansas with Bree Ellis, who is on the short list for SEC Player of the Year honors, leads the league in home runs and runs batted in. And that was a base hit out to right. Ella Dodge coming through in the 9 spot.
Well, great job by Ella Dodge to work back from an 0-2 count, works it to 2-2, and then takes a pitch up in the zone and is just able to turn on it. Really quiet swing. Great job of barreling this up, getting around on it, bashing it through that 3 for a hole. Katie Bennett unable to glove that up.
First leadoff hitter aboard tonight for Tennessee.
And I think this is an important inning for Tennessee because they've been very quiet. Shut out last night, a 2-run bomb in the first inning, but really have not mustered any scoring situations. Texas with this unique defensive, but Reese Atwood in the interim is going to turn around and ask the umpire to check. Doesn't, so they're down. Oh, no, they did call it a strike.
Yep.
So it's 1-1. But look at the defensive alignment again. Only 2 outfielders.
Last time in this situation, she grounded out to number 20 in burnt orange, the left fielder, Katie Stewart, who's playing shortstop.
Well, this is going to be important for Morgan to realize she needs to somehow try to get this ball down to the right side to move her teammate. And that's always going to be tough to do because obviously Texas in this defensive configuration is always going to be working to the outer half of the plate. And since Boo Gibson's home run, Tennessee just 2 for 12 with 2 walks.
I didn't see it. The hand came off, so I didn't see her pull the bat back.
Yeah,
thought it should have been a strike.
Yeah.
That one is full count.
Now the way Morgan handles that, as she crosses over, her hands come forward, and then at the last second, she's trying to pull that bat back.
Three-two pitch. Slaps that out to left. They're going to try and double up the base runner. The throw in time to get her at first. And that's the center fielder, Caden Henry, shifted over to left.
Caden Henry with one of the best arms in the outfield, and as you mentioned, Beth, just in a really good position. This ball well struck, be able to come in, grab that, and then obviously sees the runner well off, dodge off. Look at the way she's going to throw a bullet over to Mitchell at first base. A great stretch. Another double play. They turned one in game 1. 18th double play of the year for Texas.
So an outfielder has now picked up a ground out and a double play tonight.
Can't say that very often. I mean, wow.
That's like a Bella Dayton dream. You know, we're going to be talking to Bella next half inning.
Love it.
Stud outfielder here at Texas, now playing in the pros. Here's Kinsey Fiedler. A walk and a flyout. She has scored one of their 2 runs. And for a strike. Well, you see it time and again when a defensive play can shift the momentum. Let's see if that is one that'll do it for Texas.
That's obviously got the crowd involved last inning as well. The offensive opportunities for Texas, and now these great defensive plays.
Fiedler lays off at 2-2. Texas will have its top of the order coming up in the bottom of the inning. One of the most lethal parts of any lineup in the country. To square off again with Carlin Pickens, the All-American in the circle for Tennessee.
Yeah, it'll be third time through. Opportunity to see Pickens.
Called strike 3. That'll end the inning.
But also just working around the plate and hitting different pitches.
What's it been like for you as we check out Ashton Maloney here? 1, 2, and 3 coming up to face Pickens. For you to come back here as a fan after starring on this field for so many years and playing in the World Series, and now a chance to see Texas ranked #1 in the country.
Yeah, I think I'm just super excited about how far this team can go. Just with as many tools as they have, it's so exciting to watch. Just to see them deliver and know that they have faith in themselves and in each other. I love being a fan, and Longhorn Nation has always helped that process and pursuing my dream and leading these kids' dreams on for sure.
Pickens gets the strikeout, her 4th, 1 down, as Caden Henry will come up. So opening day is June 7th in Chicago. You're playing in a bunch of different places like Wichita and Seattle and Salt Lake, and also right here in Austin.
Yes, in Austin, Bandits against the Bolts, July 17th through the 20th in Round Rock at Dell Diamond. I think tickets are now on sale at theausl.com.
theausl.com.
Yes.
You know, the likes of Rachel Garcia, Amanda Lorenz, Sierra Romero, Maya Brady, all getting involved in the league.
Yeah, I mean, you just named just so many different stars as it is. It's crazy to be able to play against the people, again, that you watch, and you just see them develop over time and how amazing they are. But it's the head-to-head matches are going to be something that everybody should watch in Longhorn Nation. Don't let us down with that in Round Rock.
Right. So, Bella, how important is it for this league leading up into the 28 Olympics?
Oh, I mean, you see a lot of people competing for, roles, whether it's with USA or, I guess, like myself, I play for the national Italian team. So this is just a platform to use and grow and just leverage your own self in competing. Since it's back in 2028, we want to continue it, even further and have it be a part of what comes next. So just going around the world and competing and showing off what the sport continues to hold.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by. There's some more info for you. theausl.com is the place to go for tickets. The season coming up this summer. 4 teams, 24 games all around the country. The championship will be at the Rhodes House in Tuscaloosa in August. Thank you so much for joining us
Yeah,
today.
thank you for having me.
Thanks, Bella, and have a great season.
Thanks.
Yeah, a lot of excitement coming up this summer. Athletes Unlimited.
Well, and I think the big thing too, Beth, is opportunity for these athletes to continue to train. And like Bella was talking about, play in a professional league, opportunity to continue to improve your career, to play for a national team, playing for Team Italy. Some of the players also will play for Team Mexico, Team USA, and that's really what it's all about as you continue like any professional athlete.
All right, tying run aboard here for Texas. Go ahead at the plate. It's Mia Scott. The runner goes. The throw down gets all the way out to center field. And racing over to third is Caden Henry as a walk turns into a triple for Texas.
Well, Caden Henry with just so much speed is going to get a great jump. And one of the keys is that this is a Texas team that knows that Sophia Nogent has only thrown out 3 runners, so they're going to test that arm. And Henry, that great turnover, look at the way she goes to the bag, and she sees immediately that ball into the outfield. She's up and immediately over to third base, so that is a huge opportunity. Texas moves into scoring position at third base.
And I believe we've got a review underway here to see if she left first base early, perhaps.
It's her 25th stolen base of the year.
So they are checking with the Central Review back at the SEC offices, Birmingham. Cannot leave that base until the ball leaves the pitcher's hand. And she's going to be out. She left first base early. This is a huge challenge right here.
That is a huge challenge.
Well, certainly from that replay, it appeared she was gone early, but here we go.
After review, the runner left.
Huge turnaround right here. The runner ruled out for leaving the base early. Excellent challenge by Tennessee, and that erases the tying run 60 feet away.
Well, Kaden Henry, you can see the way that left foot is going to come off the bag. So the right foot, this is called a rocker lead, and that left foot just comes off about a half a step early. It is a great challenge by Tennessee.
So now 2 down for Mia Scott. Mia singled her last time up. And a base hit there that would have tied up the ball game. Huge challenge for Tennessee. And instead it's a 2-out single. Second of the night for Mia, but now a base runner aboard for Reese Atwood.
Mia Scott with that over 450 batting average gets a pitch on the outer half. And this is just beautiful. This is just, again, a very quiet swing. There's not a lot of movement by Scott. She just barrels that up, sends it through the 5-6 hole.
So Atwood, a couple of infield groundouts tonight. Pickens has had her number. Huge at-bat here, because if you get her as the third out, you may not have to deal with the heart of the order again tonight.
And she starts her off with a first pitch strike. She has been falling behind. This is going to be big to pitch from ahead.
Smoke. 0-2.
Well, a lot of smoke, and you can see Nugent, the catcher, setting up outside, but right now Pickens' pitch is starting to kick back in through the zone.
Popped up and spinning into the crowd. Second inning in a row that Texas has had the tying run aboard. They left the bases loaded in the fourth, losing a key challenge here in the fifth. Took everything Reese had to hold off the
0-2.
rise.
And that's a good 0-2 rise by Pickens, making sure that pitch is unhittable.
Does it again. 2-2.
I'm actually surprised Pickens is not throwing that changeup. It's more of an off-speed drop ball. She's not using that a little bit more here late in the game.
Struck her out. The SEC's Pitcher of the Year gets the Big 12's Player of the Year. That ends the...
And we are in a exciting 2-1 game, Bimo.
This has been a good one. Into the sixth inning. 3-4-5 coming up for Tennessee. It's Pannell, Gibson, and Nugent to face Citlali Gutierrez.
Yeah, both these offenses have the ability to put big numbers up on the board, but we've seen some great pitching from Carlin Pickens. I think the Gutierrez has done a great job coming out of the pen to relief. That home run from Boo Gibson was off of Mac Morgan, the starter.
And a strikeout here for Gutierrez. One down.
Well, and that's the pitch that Gutierrez has used so effectively. It's that off-speed curveball. So she can throw an off-speed drop and an off-speed curveball. This one has a little bit more down than out. That's her third strikeout tonight, but doing a good job of keeping Tennessee off balance.
Boo Gibson, right back to Sitlali. 2 down. Here's our next NWSL match coming your way on ESPN2 and ESPN Plus. Bay FC hosting the Chicago Stars tomorrow night on ESPN2. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern. Oh, 1 pitch. We're now 0-2, just out in front.
Those are the pitches that Gutierrez blends so well. That's a drop ball at 68 miles an hour. She'll pull the chain a little bit, go 58 miles an hour on an off-speed drop.
Reaches for it to short. Leanne Good. And a 1-2-3 inning and a 1-run game in Austin to the bottom of the 6th for paying off Coach Karen Wheatley's gamble not to keep her in the game yesterday, to throw her the distance today so that Game 3 is the decider in the series.
That's what Coach said before the game. Opportunity, if we can win this game, to win the series tomorrow in Sunday's game. And they had a strategy. They had a game plan, and they stuck with it. And as hard as it is to do that at times.
3-0 the count to Mitchell.
But as of late, these last couple of innings, Pickens has been falling behind, which against a team like Texas, it's very good at drawing walks or capitalizing. She needs to be careful.
Count goes full. Back up the middle. Good snag at short by Mueller. 1 down. Hey, it's number 2 Oklahoma and 22nd ranked Alabama continuing their big 3-game series tomorrow on SEC Network. Game 2 coverage at 6 Eastern, 5 Central. They'll finish up the series with a mic'd up Monday night, 7 Eastern and 6 Central. Alabama, oh, so close today. They took the lead into the top of the 7th, and the Sooners struck for 5 runs, including a pinch hit home run.
Wow.
From Maya Bland in the 9 spot in the order.
Man, Maya Bland had that huge blast against Oklahoma
Yeah.
State in that midweek Bedlam battle, and then coming up big against Alabama.
Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Florida, all winners near the top of the standings. They join Texas as the top 4 teams right now, the top 4 seeds for the SEC tournament in early May. Another strikeout for Pickens. 2 down.
Pickens just hammering the zone against Stewart. Going to work that pitch on the outer half, and just really good rotation on that. Great velocity. 6th strikeout of the evening for Pickens.
Here's Katie Simmons, who had the RBI single in the fourth.
I feel like Pickens starting to use her fastball a little bit more. That had a, like we call gyro or bullet spin to it, which is going to make the ball go a little bit straighter, but it also makes the ball go a little bit faster.
Boy, she is energized.
Well, she's using a lot of her hard stuff. She's going up more with her rise ball. At times she will throw that drop ball. A lot of those pitches still continue to leak back or bleed back into the zone when she goes to the outer half of the plate to right-handed hitters.
Lays off at 2-2. Karen Wheatley wants a 1-2-3 inning. Better to try and avoid the heart of the order in the seventh. Got it. Pickens has struck out 3 of the last 4 she's seen, and it's a 1-run.
A lot of traffic all in the middle there. All those records so similar. It'll definitely come down to the last game of the season on seeding for the SEC tournament.
Probably won't know much till that final day. 6, 7, and 8 here for Tennessee. There are 2 runs scored on a Boo Gibson 2-run home run. 4 at-bats into the game, and it has stood the test of time, courtesy of Carlin Pickens. Mueller drops that one out into left. Leadoff is aboard. There's Gabby Leach, who doubled out to right field her last time up. I think we're going to get a pinch runner down at first base. And it's going to be Katie Taylor.
For Tennessee, coming in to run at first base, number 1.
See what Tennessee decides to do here. 7, 8, and 9 coming up. Yeah, I think late in the game here, that's why I mentioned, see what Tennessee decides to do. I think Karen Weekly understands the gravity of trying to put another run back up on the board. Give Pickens a little bit of insurance.
And Texas only 3 losses all year, 2 of them in the league. They swept Auburn and Missouri. They took 2 of 3 from Florida and Mississippi State. And they only have 3 outs left to work with in the bottom of the 7th. It will be 8, 9, and 1 due up. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Gutierrez. And the wild pitch gets away from Atwood. And Mueller's in scoring position with nobody out.
And that's huge. That additional 60 feet without having to give up an out puts Tennessee in a really good position here in the top of the 7th.
Leads to the run.
Coming in to run at second base for Tennessee is number 11,
Zoe Schuler is on to run out at second base, trying to tack on another one. Here's Destiny Rodriguez. deadens a bunt right in front. And I think I heard him say it hit the bat twice.
He said, yeah, dead ball. Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Trying to move that runner over. She bunts that one foul. 0-2.
She needs to know still, and Karen Weekly's pointing at her head saying, okay, know what your job is. I've just asked you to sacrifice. You didn't get the bunts down, but you can still hit the ball right side and try to move up your pinch runner, your teammate, Zoe, out there at second base, an additional 60 feet.
Pops that up right side, back on the grass. Basket catch is made by Bennett for the first out. The runner holds.
Second baseman, Ella Dodge.
That'll bring up Ella Dodge. Singled her last time up. Bottom four in the lineup have been on base 5 times. They've scored a run. They've driven in a run. And for a strike from Gutierrez, 1-2.
It's that spinny off-speed pitch that Gutierrez can throw on that arm side. Tough to identify. It's got really good spin speed.
Reaches for it. And back on the grass. Catch is made over the shoulder by Good. 2 down. And that'll bring up the top of the order. And a pinch hitter here. Emma Clark.
I think Coach wants to get a right-handed bat in the lineup, someone that can stand it and hit. Morgan is a slapper.
Clark was the DP last night, went 0 for 3. First pitch swinging, slow roller to third. And in time from Mia Scott. And they might want to check to review.
And I think they might, yep. Take a look at this.
Then it's challenging the call at first base. The call is under further review.
This is a slow developing play with the throw coming over from third from Clark, and it looked close. Ooh, it's tight. And Hawkeye cameras really slowed this down to be able to, yeah, and I think it's going to
After review,
be upheld.
field is upheld. The runner is out. This is C's second and final challenge.
All right, so that'll do it in the top of the 7th, but another run up for Tennessee. Last chance, Carlin Pickens.
Pickens over the century mark. Pitch count 101 here in the 7th inning. Last couple innings, those pitch counts have really jumped up.
Right back to Pickens. 1 down.
Second baseman, Katie Bennett.
Alana Leach is the new left fielder, so she's in left, sister Gabby in right, with Morgan now in center field. Texas down to its final 2 outs. Here's the number 9 hitter, Katie Bennett. Carlin Pickens, 7 strikeouts. Has given up just 4 hits. Texas has left 6 on base, including the bases loaded in the 4th inning. And Pickens is in a rhythm right now. She's ready to start the bus.
She's had a couple innings where she has been challenged, knows the gravity of working hard and ahead.
This is high, 2-2. Struck her out. Number 8, 2 down.
Carlin Pickens has just been on fire. Great job working those strikeouts. You can see the rotation on that pitch, the bullet spin on it, a little bit of up on it, but mostly well located, working that inner half. 8th strikeout of the game for Carlin Pickens.
Here's Ashton Maloney. 1 for 4 in the series. Has also been hit by a pitch. Pickens has struck her out twice tonight.
First time through the lineup, Pickens strikes out just 2 hitters. She's really been a lot more effective.
Send you down from Austin, off the UFC.